A rose by any name will still smell as sweet. But when you force curd packets to be labelled as Dahi, the backlash can leave a sour taste in the mouth. Over the last few days, food regulator FCCI has tied itself in knots over a directive that demanded curd packets in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka be labelled as Dahi. The backlash was quick, with politicians in both the states saying this is an imposition of the Hindi language. Today, a fresh notice was issued saying the term curd, along with any other designation or prevalent regional common name in brackets, may be used on the label. So now, curd will be written with either Dahi, Mosaru, Zamud Daur, Tayyar, Perugu next to it. Please pardon my pronunciations if they're wrong. So essentially, we're back to status quo. But where did this furor start from? On the 10th of March, FCCI, which is the food regulator, issued a letter to milk producers in Tamil Nadu and Karnataka asking them to label curd packets as Dahi as the primary branding, with English or regional names in brackets next to it. This actually came to light several days later in a news report, which Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin responded to, saying this was an unabashed insistence of Hindi imposition and a brazen disregard to the mother tongue. Former Karnataka Chief Minister H.T. Kumaraswamy also responded, saying Kannadigas were opposed to imposition of Hindi. Now, a day later, FCCI has backtracked, allowing the use of regional names. But the question is still, why? When there is a constitutional construct to recognize 22 languages as official under the 8th schedule, where there is linguistic liberty enshrined in the constitution, why is there a need to stir up language rows with such diktats again and again? What purpose does it serve apart from reinforcing linguistic differences? Let's take a look at some of the reactions that have come in. Now, to speak more on this, I'm joined by now by Uma Anandan, BJP councillor, Anurag Naidu, author, with me on the show, Madhavan Narayanan, senior journalist, and A. Saravanan, spokesperson of the DMK. Welcome to all of you, and thank you so much for speaking with us this evening on Beyond the Headline. Mr. Saravanan, let me start with the very scathing response which came in from the Tamil Nadu Chief Minister. In fact, at some point he says people who don't respect regional languages will be driven out of the south. Wasn't it too much of a response or an aggressive attack for something as simple as what to call curd?
No, this is not simple. This is conscious imposition of a language. We have been fighting this. We have this problem ever since the BJP has come to power in 2014. BJP is a Hindi majoritarian party. That is the reason why they try novel ways and means to impose Hindi. You have put it very succinctly. What is the reason? What is the reason to have Dahi in a curd packet? Will people in Tamil Nadu understand that? What is the purpose? So who is driving this agenda? I don't think this is some random official sitting at FCCI has done this. This is a conscious effort. And everybody is saying that, oh no, the Prime Minister is wanting to promote all the languages. He is equally worried about every language. He is promoting your mother language. He is not doing that. He simply wants to have Hindi hegemony. Look at the kind of money that is spent for Hindi, that is spent for Sanskrit, and the money that is spent for the other regional languages. And there are 6 classical languages, which has been recognized as classical languages. How much money is spent for promotion of that language? When we compare...
Now, 1 minute, Mr. Saravanan, now you've gone into how much money is spent, but this is essentially about what you call curd. Why not also add Dahi? Why not also add Dahi?
Why should we add it? What is the purpose?
Okay.
I'm saying no.
Uma
Is
Anandan.
it going to serve any purpose? we will be wasting ink. We will be wasting the money that is used for printing Dahi instead of Tire. Why should we do that? Will it serve any purpose in the state of Tamil Nadu?
Anandan, why should you have Dahi in the state of Tamil Nadu? Why should you have Dahi in the state of Tamil Nadu, and is this not an imposition of Hindi?
Yes. See, one thing is, Mr. Saravanan and his clan are always hysterical. They cannot deny that the Prime Minister has advocated always for the regional languages should be given due importance, and he always makes it a point to give Tamil the credit. But this particular issue, now I would like to ask, Mr. Saravanan talks as if the dikkat came from the Prime Minister himself. It is an arm. Now I would like to ask him back, in the recent North Indian controversy, you had so many issues going on in Tamil Nadu. Why are we all pointing out to Mr. Stalin? It was some other arm of the government which underwent that. You cannot blame Mr. Modi. He has always been stressing on the fact that regional languages.
So 1 minute. So Miss Anandan, okay, 1 minute. So Miss Anandan, do you agree? Do you agree that it was a mistake? Do you agree it was a mistake? The initial 10th March letter by FCCI, you agree it's a mistake when they said please write Dahi?
It has been corrected. Yes.
No, but why again and again these attempts to poke at?
See, it happens. It is not a purposefully done mistake. Understand that. And when it was pointed out, it has been corrected. It has been graciously done. I can point out a umpteen instance in Tamil Nadu where even after pointing out why the Brahmin genocide, now that the courts, even you had the judges laughing mockingly at us, did the DMK spokesperson correct that? I can point out umpteen things where they have been blatant in their comments and they have never even regretted that. Neither have they publicly apologized. Just like even Mr. Rahul Gandhi's remarks.
Mr. Saravanan, 1 minute.
It has been corrected. Graciously
Mr. Saravanan, it was a mistake. 1 minute. It was a mistake. It was corrected. It was graciously done. And why are you blaming the BJP? Why are you blaming the BJP for this? It's not like they're sitting and, making sure these little things happen. Yeah. Like I said, was this an overreaction?
That is why I pointed out from 2014. I can point n number of instances where Hindi is imposed, where these are not mistakes. These are all deliberate attempts. If you have kept quiet,
if you have kept quiet. 1 minute, Uma ma'am, 1 minute. Let it one by one. One by one. Okay, you made 1 minute. Uma Anandan, you made your point. Let him respond, please. Yes.
Yeah. See, if we have kept quiet, if the Chief Minister, our leader, Mr. M.K. Stalin, has not questioned this, what would have happened? This would have continued. This is another blatant Hindi imposition, an attempt to shove Hindi down our throats. We will keep opposing it. See, I can point n number of instances. For example, the staff selection examination. It is being conducted only in English and Hindi. There is no other regional language. This is Hindi imposition. We are fighting for it. Bank examinations, several other positions for the central government. This is what is happening. So we have to keep questioning it. If we don't question it, the BJP, the Modi government does not do anything as a mistake. Everything is a deliberate ploy to achieve.
So you're giving them 1 minute. Mr. Saravanan, you are showering high praise. You are 1 minute. You are showering 1 minute. You are showering high praise. 1 minute. You are showering high praise on the BJP government led by Mr. Modi. You're saying they don't do anything by mistake. So will you stand by that tomorrow?
Absolutely. Everything is by ploy. Everything is by
So
design.
they make no mistakes.
I'm saying they don't do anything by mistake. It's not, I didn't say that they don't do mistakes. Whatever they do is a mistake. That is a different argument. We will come to that. We will come to the specifics. Okay. But so they have a design.
Whatever they do is a mistake.
They have an evil design.
That by itself shows the prejudice.
They follow toxic Hindutva.
Okay, 1 minute. Now we have gone, look at how much has been attached to the poor curd packet. Imagine the burden on this poor curd packet. It has become a symbol for Hindutva. national versus regional sentiments, language row, all of that all together. Madhavan Narayanan, how do you see it? Because we see a flare up of this language row again and again every few months. Ideally, this should be a debate put to rest long ago. It's very clear in the structure of our country, in the structure of the constitution, that these linguistic liberties are there. Every state has its regional and linguistic identity. Why does this keep flaring up?
Tamanna, let me begin on a lighter note, slightly tongue-in-cheek, saying every time I hear the Prime Minister speak Tamil, I sometimes think Hindi imposition is not a bad idea at all. But, because it takes a lot of hard work to speak a language that is far from you. The same principle applies to any Tamilian or Malayali or Northeasterner who speaks Khasi. We forget the Northeast. Northeast is also, they are good only when you win elections. Northeast is also culturally not Hindi. And let me go back to give some history before coming into contemporary politics, because you are absolutely right. There's nothing to disagree with you on the fact that constitutionally we are multilingual, our currency notes are multilingual, we are a multicultural, multilingual republic. Yet today the BJP is in power and it has its ideological origins in RSS, and the RSS looks up to a slogan by Hindi literature Bhartendu Harishchandra, who gave the slogan Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan. So RSS is considered to be have relaxed its position as a tactical move to reduce its emphasis on Hindi, because it's focusing more on the Hindu part rather than Hindi part. Maybe with the next year's Bihar elections in mind, and with the coming of, I can always allege or attribute or guess or hypothesize about possibility of Hindi being used as a matter of whipping up sentiments, because we also saw tensions between Tamil Nadu and some Bihar politicians on the state of migrant workers in Tamil Nadu.
Sure, but yes.
Yeah. Let me, I'm just sketching out the context for you, and you will understand what I'm trying to say when I come towards the finish. But otherwise, the real question where I disagree with the fact that this is just an occasional aberration, I agree with Saravanan Annadurai, because apart from the ideological origins of RSS, I have been studying the names of all the schemes launched by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi ever since he came to power. Most of them are in Hindi, and not just in Hindi, but they are in what I call Dant Ford Hindi. This is very puritanical Hindi, not normal list. Let me read out the list for you, Tamanna, to say why I feel this is not an occasional aberration. Agnipat scheme, Poshan Shakti Prize, Pradhan Mantri Poshan Shakti Nirman Abhiyan, okay, and Swamitva Yojana, Garib Kalyan Rozgar, Matsya Sampada Yojana. I mean, whoever thought of this name doesn't have an idea of how fishermen think in India. Even proper fishermen in the Hindi belt cannot pronounce Matsya Sampada. It's all pure linguistic chauvinism at work, not communication.
So what do you want? No, 1 minute. Madhavan, so what do you want them to call it? What do you want them to call it?
I want them to either use English names that are translatable in regional languages. Like, for instance, MNREGA is a great example. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Guarantee. It can be translated into Tamil, it can be translated into Telugu.
The fishermen will understand the English.
No, they won't understand English. They will be translated.
They will not understand
Madam
Hindi.
Uma Anandan, please understand that translation is a profession in India. People need to be. I have translated in English language, Tamil novel into English. I can tell you that languages are like engineers. Just as you will call electricians to fix your wires in the home, you will translate, you will employ translators, and they will be translating the English names into Hindi, because English is a language, linked language between various states in India, where Hindi may be used between Rajasthan and Bihar. You're welcome to do that. But if it is between
No,
Hindi...
one minute. Madhavan, very important point that I want to take forward. So let's see what has happened in this particular case. The initial notice or the letter issued by FSSAI, the purpose of it seemed to be that why should Kurd be the main name? And we'll show you the pictures of what it was supposed to be.
Absolutely.
That
I'll
why
come
do
to
you
that,
want to so why do you want to write curd and then brackets mein either dahi or tair
No, they
or
like anything
whatever
foreign.
else.
Anything foreign is welcome.
No,
Not
so
local.
now so the option was, let me complete my point. Please let me complete my point. No one will understand. Give me a second, Mr. Saravanan, give me a second. Give me a second to just lay my premise of what I'm asking. And I've not even gone to Mr. Naidu. Let me go to him and let me lay my premise of what I'm asking. What has this done? What has this incident done? Not only has it, again conflated or shown a flare-up of the language row, we have come back to a tacit agreement that the one language that binds everyone is English. You've come back to curd as the primary sort of label, and then you can write whatever you want in brackets next to it. Mr. Naidu, if the express purpose or the original purpose was let's remove a foreign language, English, it's clearly failed again, because that is the language that binds Indians from various parts of the country. Let's admit it, accept it, and let go of this sort of anti-colonial sentiment which is not helping. Yes.
Unfortunately, we are in an absolute unfortunate situation, Tamanna, and that is, some people, I would call it this way. It is not Hindi imposition, but it is English obsession that some of our friends are having. And Mr. Madhavan Narayanan very clearly, looks to be very obsessed with English, as a language, because I've been to so many countries in the world, you name it. I mean, can you go and ask a Russian to use English instead of a Russian language? Can you ask a Japanese to use English signboards instead of a Japanese? Can you ask a South Korean to do that? Can you ask a Chinese to do that? So they have so much of pride in their own local language. And I'm not saying by any means, one particular language should be imposed in a particular state, intentionally. It is just a small curd packet, and FSSI, now if you go by the majoritarian view, like a lot of people who are in BJP says, majority of the country understands Hindi. That's why we have put the names of Hindi trains like Vande Bharat. It's an Hindi name. So you may call it this way. Then I might also say that, 4 of the top 5 milk producing states in India are a Hindi heartland. So it doesn't work like that. If you have something which is culturally significant to your state, whether it is Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, and that is being named, in Hindi, or that is being proposed to be named in Hindi, then you can say, okay, it is culturally very significant to us. We will not accept a name that is not in our own
Are you suggesting, Mr. Naidu, that curd is not culturally significant in Tamil Nadu? Because that's a dangerous thing to say.
Why you want to make it culturally? Why you want to make it? See, if somebody is trying to do away, I mean, okay. I mean, see, look, come on, yeah. All the 29 states of India use curd, so it is culturally significant to all of India. So that's why use Hindi. So it's not. It doesn't go like that, right? I mean,
I'll get responses. What do you want? What do you want seen on the packet? What do you think is the right thing on the packet? Dahi or curd?
It can be both. It can be both. What's wrong with that? We can have different of opinions. It can be both.
Okay.
Can I come in?
Okay, quick response first from Madhavan and then Mr. Saravanan. I know everyone wants to come in. All your points will be heard. Don't worry. Yes, Mr. Madhavan.
3 facts very quickly. In response to Anurag, it's completely a myth that English is a foreign language. English is now an Indian language because English is also the international business language. It's international language of technology. The Chinese, the French, the Russians are all paying money to learn English, which is now taught ordinarily in so it is an economic instrument of economic and technological emancipation of India. The second thing is he's wrong. We are all proud of the language. He himself used the word local language. If it is local, then let Hindi be local to northern India. The word local by definition means geographically local, and therefore any attempt to impose it will not be accepted. The third thing is that anything should be by choice. And fourth thing is that anywhere you go, even in the Arab world, English is being used these days. It's not native, even in places where the British did not rule. It's because it's convenient, it is global, it is just like Android phones. Even computers run on languages. Therefore, if it is useful to us, if it makes us better, why not adopt this? And most important, if it is used politically with a historical context to it, people cannot forget it easily. Thank you.
Okay, so even the curd, the humble curd, you know, some call it yogurt, has become controversial right now. Yes, Mr. Saravanan.
Yeah.
Mr. Saravanan, aren't there bigger issues to fight about politically, sir?
See, this is the biggest issue because they want to decimate. They want to make the non-Hindi speakers as second-class citizens of this country. That is why this is very important. See, when we are speaking about people in France, they are very proud about language. People in Japan very proud about Japanese language. People in Russia are very proud about speaking in Russian. But unfortunately, in India, we are a multicultural society. We cannot feel proud about speaking, all the Indians speaking one language. That is against our identity. I am proud speaking Tamil. Someone in Kerala will be proud to speak Malayalam. So this comparison with the Russians being proud and French being proud and Japanese being proud is juvenile. That argument cannot sustain. And this BJP's newfound antipathy towards English is only to ensure that Hindi, in the place of, see, we have English as a link language because it is a great leveler. It is a foreign language to me. It is a foreign language for someone from Uttar Pradesh. It is a foreign language for someone from Andhra Pradesh. That is why we are saying English should be used as a link language. And if India is a superpower now, India is an economic superpower now, that is only because we embraced English. We are using English to communicate with the other countries in the whole world. So what's wrong in using the same language to communicate within the same country?
Uma, Anandan, the question is, why stir this pot again and again? Every few months it's something new. Every few months it's something new, and now it is this Dahi business.
Madam,
But why?
No, madam, first I would like to ask Mr. Saravanan this question. The schools, colleges run by his chief minister's daughter and all the other ministers who run institution, they do not speak, they insist on speaking English and they also insist on Hindi. Why are they not taking Tamil? He is so proud, emotionally obsessed about it. My Tamil pride and all that. Why is it not a medium of instruction in the schools run by his own leaders' children?
I have a
Why is
response
that
to it.
not? And they even impose fine if they speak in Tamil.
I will answer this.
He's responding.
All this
He's responding.
goes on in the TV. First, he will go to a star hotel and ask for curds.
Okay, he wants to respond.
Bring me Dahi. He will not do
Okay.
that. He will only tell, bring me curds.
All the, see,
1
all
minute.
the
Give me card.
Tamanna,
1
let me
minute. He
answer
wants to
this.
respond.
All the,
Yes.
Yes. All the BJP leaders who are speaking against English have their sons and daughters getting graduated from Cambridge, Oxford, Yale,
Yes.
Harvard.
Yes. Absolutely.
They will say, don't learn Hindi. Sorry, don't learn English. This is a colonial mindset. What hypocrites are they? How duplicitous
What
are
about
they? They are
you?
trying to undermine
about
the
your
next
party?
election.
Okay, you know, I don't know the irony of the situation.
I love this.
They don't teach
Okay,
advanced Tamil in any of the institutions. There are no takers for that. There are no takers
Answer
for
this, madam.
advanced Tamil.
Why are your leaders' son?
1 minute.
Why are your leaders' son and daughters are studying in Cambridge in English? Why are they
Okay,
not
1
studying
minute.
in
1 minute.
in the country?
Let's for a second acknowledge the irony of this entire discussion taking place in English. And you know,
I'm ready to switch to Hindi or Tamil. Let me debate this with BJP.
Hindi I can do.
Or in
Hindi I can do. Madhavan, Hindi I can do. Tamil, I'm afraid.
I can do Urdu.
I do not know, and that is my sort of weakness.
Hindi தெரியாது.
Hindi தெரியாது போடா.
Hindi தெரியாது. I'm not using the other very disreputable word that they use.
You have lost me now. I do not have the capability of moderating this in Tamil. And, you know, excuse me for that. I see that as my own weakness. I should know as many languages as I can. But coming back to the matter, Anurag Naidu, before the Karnataka elections, what a silly thing to do if this was indeed a political ploy. Why would you want to give that? You know, of course, Tamil Nadu, it has become a big issue as well as in Karnataka. Why would you want to stir the language pot ahead of an election that is so crucial? and allow opposition parties to say that the BJP wants to, at some point or the other, impose Hindi on everyone?
Yeah, it's a very good question, Tamanna, and you should also understand whether it is going to be an election issue in Karnataka at all or not. And I'm sure you must have visited Bangalore several times, Tamanna, and then you know
Yes.
Bangalore is one city where you speak to an auto driver or a rickshaw driver, you can speak English, Hindi, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam. I bet it. You just go out and speak. The reason is they respect all languages. They know something about all the languages. They are willing to embrace every other language, not to belittle one language and promote one certain language. I'm not saying whether it is local or mother tongue. Respect to all languages. They're all. End of the day, we are, as Mr. Saravanan himself said, we are a diverse country. We have a lot of languages. There is nothing wrong in knowing basics about one particular language which is used by majority of India. There's nothing wrong. So Karnataka, it will not be an issue no matter how much fuss and hue and cry you do from Tamil Nadu or Kerala or Andhra. Karnataka has its own nature. The people here, they speak, you say the North Karnataka, they predominantly speak Marathi, they speak Hindi. You go to South Karnataka, you go to the border areas of Andhra, they speak Telugu. You go to Kolar, they speak Telugu. You go to, adjoining areas of Hosur, they speak Tamil. So the Karnataka has a very mixed culture. They are not going to buy into this argument just like that.
No, but
everything
listen,
cannot be made.
No, but I think we are straying away from the core issue. Everyone knows that all Indian languages are great. English is still an aspirational language to learn in large parts of the country. Here it is about how you label your products. And this becomes important from the point of view of positioning yourself as a regional power. This happened in Maharashtra a few years ago, where it was a big hue and cry about why the names of shops were not written in Marathi as well. Signboards.
As well is different, Tamanna. As well is different. But
it wasn't at all. It wasn't at all. It wasn't at all, if you recall. It wasn't at all, and then it became a big issue. It was a hue and cry, and then it ended with the primary name should be in Marathi, and then everything else. And they've come to some sort of a, understanding after that. So the question is about how you label things. Madhavan Narayanan, what is the learning from this? That at the end of the day, you have to come back to the linked language English for everyone to be able to understand it. If you're assuming that today in Chennai or in Bengaluru, that people who are going to, stores and buying curd only understand the local language, that also would be incorrect. These are now metro cities. There are people from all over the country working here.
Absolutely. I think there is no doubt about it. Let me be very clear. From the point of view of pragmatism and marketability, local language is the best. From the point of view of acceptability worldwide and learning that will benefit you everywhere on the planet, then English is beneficial, not only for Indian integration, also for India's place in the world. For we have got 140 crore people. Foreign languages and English are a very important source of globalizing the Indian mind. And that is a very good thing for the economy. And most important of all, India constitutionally is a union of states, which is a political union. We are not a culturally homogeneous union. And anybody who espouses this ideology needs to be put in place. And that is what is happening right now. So to that extent, I think we have to be practical and sensitive and empathetic to local needs. And let me also say that, for instance, even Matsya Sampada Yojana, even in Hindi, should be called Machli Kalyan Yojana, Machwar Kalyan Yojana, not Matsya Sampada. That basically elitizes what is essentially meant for ordinary people. I can speak simple Hindi, I can speak Dansport Hindi, but what is the purpose of this? It is not cultural pride or hegemony. It is welfare.
Madhavan, one way to look at it, thanks to this name, we all know now that Matsya means fish. Yeah, it's also a learning.
Then I can tell you what is the joie de vivre in life and what's the raison d'etre, and use French words, or Latin, mutatis mutandis, as we say in courts. No, we've used Latin, we've used Sanskrit, we've used, but the idea, we are a democratic republic, we are a citizen of, we promise equality, therefore we should get towards a more simpler understanding with empathy towards the locals.
Okay, quick word from Umaji. Yes.
Madam, on finishing this thing, I would like to tell, both these people agreed that under Modi ji's regime only, all these welfare schemes came. So it is obvious that UPA 1, 2 and earlier Congress regimes did not have any welfare schemes, at least for accepting that we have brought in these various welfare schemes across the country. Let me thank them for that. Be it in English or
you have used this opportunity to, you have used this opportunity to, take it into a completely different direction. And she said that is all. That's the closing word. Yes, Mr. Saravanan. Yes, Mr. Saravanan.
Yeah, the BJP government should also have a ministry for naming, for renaming. That is what they have been doing. There is nothing original with the BJP. They have renamed everything. Whatever the UPA has done, they have done only renaming. And apart from that,
what was this scheme called before? Madhavan, what was this Matsya Yojana called before?
I'm sorry, my memory is not that good, but I can tell you that I have covered fisheries when
No,
Nitish Kumar was
he can't
today the
answer.
finance. Nitish Kumar is the Chief Minister of Bihar. I have attended fisheries